Welcome to the Betting Dog's Edge, Fighting Football, Vegas Insiders. I'm your MMA analyst, J-Dog.
And I'm your NFL analyst, Corey Dog. In this episode, we got upcoming fight nights, NFL Week 16 picks, and our mouth-watering fight and football picks of the week.
Nice.
Let's jump right into it.
All right, so looking at everything here, we're going to start with the fight game, and we got a fight night coming up, which is tonight, actually. Jake and Joshua, Anthony Joshua, fight night. So looking at the card real quick, there's not a lot to say too much. It's fight night coming up quick, so I'm just going to go through it, and we'll get you our picks. Hot picks for this, for any bet slips you guys are interested in possibly doing. So Keno Marley, it says, these people they haven't fought too much. There's not a lot of info on them. So I'm really going for the favors on these. So Marley is favored, but it's going to be a dog fight. Diarra Darvis is definitely a dog. Avius Griffin and Justin Cardona. I'm going for Griffin on this one, but again, it's a kind of one of those dog fights here. The underdog Griffin is 17-1. And the other guy is, California-based rising star, the Stallion. So it's all these fights are going to be good fights. You know what I mean?
Well, they look like it.
But I'm going to run through them real quick just so we can get through the fight card.
I got you.
A lot of information has already been out there, so I'm not going to, dig it through dirt. There's already a 6-foot hole. I'm not going to make more. So Yokasta Valle, I love the boxing women fights. I think they're gorgeous in my eyes. I love boxers and fighters.
Yeah, they are beautiful women.
Yokasta Valle, she's the holder right now, WBC starweight. So she's probably going to take it home after this one. But it's going to be a great fight with those two. Dubois is coming from the UK, and her brother beat Anthony Johnson. So she comes from fight pedigree. And it's like minus 14.
Joshua?
Anthony Joshua fought Dubois and her brother, which is her brother.
Okay.
And now she's coming in the UK. She's from fight pedigree is my point. So she's minus 1,400 to win on this one against Panyata.
I got you.
And then we have this one, Trinica Johnson against Amanda Gale. Again, another big fight for the women. I think Trinica Johnson has got this one. But going to be a good fight. Jamal Harvey and Cervantes Vez. I'm going for Harvey, but Cervantes is obviously a dog in this fight. He is a big dog on this one. He's only 1-0 Jaharvi, but 5-0 for Cervantes. So he just has more. He's gritty. He has more experience, and he's from Colombia. All they do there is fight. So it's going to be a dog fight. But I really want Jamal to win. He's a bigger guy, and he's 1-0. He's hungry, and he was very respectful at the other. Press conferences and things like that. So now moving into some other things. This is Anderson Silva and Tyrone Woodley. It's one of my picks that I did. We'll get into that a little bit later, but it's going to be a good fight. Older dog against kind of a younger dog. Some older dog is in shape. Younger dog may not be in so much shape, so it's kind of a good little fight here. So we'll get into it a little bit later. Let's see, Alicia Baumgartner. She's obviously holding 3 belts, and Layla Bodine's coming from, I believe, Canada to come in and see it. Baumgartner all the way for that one. And then, of course, we have Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. To us, obviously, it's a shoo-in, the bigger guy, professional boxer against the YouTuber who's trying to cut the line and be a disruptor. Well, again, we don't mind Jake Paul, but Anthony Joshua's got, obviously, the experience and the girth, so we'll talk about that later. We'll get into that. So I did do a couple bets on this last week, a couple weeks ago, actually. So I had to parlay a couple fights in just so we could get a little bit more of an edge on this, because all the fights on this fight card are they're hugely misbalanced. I mean, I tried to do like 6 fights or 3-leg parlay, and it was still in minus with the betting slips. You know what I mean? So, it's just hard to bet on things when you can't even get into a plus.
Yeah.
So I was able to figure out how to get into a plus with Joshua by KO over 2.5 rounds to win, right? And parlayed in with Naya Inoue, which is the next week's fight. And he's going to win by KO over 5.5 rounds against Picasso. Okay. So nice little parlay. So that's why I did it. This one's nice. Again, a nice little parlay that we did. Adding in with Naya Inoue to win 7-12 decision. So I kind of covered all my bases this year with Anthony Joshua, whether it's knockout or decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I added in Inoue to sprinkle in a little bit more juice so I can get some more money, right?
Yeah. There's a little bit better of a juice on that one, man. I like the last one, the decision.
Yeah, a little bit. You see, $10 make this much.
$394
plus 1,000. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the reason why I did these type of bets on that. And now moving in from that fight, because that's tonight. Everybody already has a lot of info. I just want to give you a little bit tidbits. We'll get into the mouth-watering picks here in a little bit. Tate versus Demoor, right? Tate versus Demoor is tomorrow's fight. So that's what we're actually watching that right now with the weigh-ins. And it's pretty funny. The Misfits boxing, pretty funny. You know what I mean? It's different, definitely different than what we're used to with the Netflix and even with Jake Paul and the disruptors there. Now you got Andrew Tate over here disrupting things.
He came out with a chicken wing in his mouth.
Right, in Dubai for Duel.com, which is another sports book, which, I'm looking into, but doesn't look too good. And they're just trying to break in. So they're trying to be competitive with, Jake Paul's and Netflix and all that stuff. So Rumble Premium putting on Tate versus Demoor. And the fights on there are actually a whole lot grittier, I think. But I can't find anywhere to aud them or, get their records too much. So not much to say with the Tate Demoor today besides it's a good card, right? Tony Ferguson is fighting. He's older gentleman, older MMA.
He's been around forever.
Yeah, only MMA fighter, right? Yeah. So so that'll be a good fight. Older guy against a younger guy. I put my money on the younger guys. So it's a nice little card. I think the main one that me and you were looking at was this Dean the Great versus Armando Vargas. You guys got to watch these press conferences and weigh-ins. These guys are at each other.
They're really at each other. I mean, Dean the Great said he's going to smack the tacos and beans out of the dude.
Beans out of him.
Exactly. I mean, they're throwing water bottles at each other on the stage. I mean, that's different. It gives you energy back into a press conference and a weigh-in versus just shoving each other and just standing there looking at each other.
Well, you got to remember that. I remember I was telling you on the press conference, Dean was talking about his mother and stuff in the audience. And she was in the audience, and he was talking about her weight and stuff, and that really set Vargas off. And then it went to the weigh-ins, which is the day later, and he was, like you said, throwing water balls at him, wanting to get in him, telling him, dropping the N-bomb, everything, man.
It's crossing the line.
It was bad. It was pretty bad. You know what I mean? But it's going to be a great card regardless. All these fights are going to be dog fights for the most part. Yeah. So I can't find any odds to kind of tell you whether it's, greatly weighted or overweighted, or it's going to be very equally bout, so so we just picked and choose what we thought were going to be great fights. Dean the Great, Armando, Tony Ferguson, Warren Spencer, and of course Andrew Tate and Chase Demoor.
I mean, if you get a chance, ladies and gentlemen, jump online, jump on YouTube, find this weigh-in. This thing is hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious.
I mean, I'm in tears. It delayed the recording because I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, so you can find it on YouTube, Misfits Boxing, or Rumble Premium Misfits Boxing. I mean, so it's coming up. Misfits Boxing is not going away. They got money to back it, and Andrew Tate is now the CEO, I believe, from KSI. So
I mean, the man's getting money, getting on the fight game, getting on the boardroom game as well. So hey, let's look at it.
Yep. Yeah, so that's it in a nutshell. We'll get into our mouth-watering picks on the next segment here, but we're going to jump right into football here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping right into the NFL. We're looking at last night's game. Oh, my God, did you watch that game? Sam Darnold threw 2 interceptions, and then we have a 2-point conversion off of the punt return by Rashid Haneed, and basically there was a backwards pass bounced off of the Rams helmet, and it just rolled around.
Oh, you want to watch it?
Yeah, let's see it.
All right.
Ladies, watch this. Boom, boom. And this is why they tell you to play through the whistle.
Yep, play through.
Look at the facial. Everybody's walking off to the sidelines like, oh, no, we didn't get it. And turn around. It took 10 minutes for them to figure out, the whistle didn't blow, and it's a backwards pass. And it's a 2-point conversion now. Down the shift of the game. That put it at 30-30. So, the Rams are back in. Seahawks are back in it again. Now, this stats for this game. 450 yards for Matthew Stafford. That's a lot.
That's a lot. That was a
Puka Nacua, the boy Puka, 225.
Puka killing it.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you were with those type numbers, you were thinking they're winning the game, but that came down to overtime and a 2-point conversion. The Rams scored first. They went for 1. These defenses wasn't stopping nobody. Why didn't you go for 2? But the Seahawks did.
Yeah, even with all the interceptions and all the errors and the issues that Seahawks had, they still pulled it out at the end. I mean, just squeaked it out.
I mean, it was a squeak. That was a squeaker, I mean, the books had them at 1 point, 1.5, 1. Everything I crunched, I'm looking at it, I was giving it 1, but I was leaning towards the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, and Puka Nacua got 94 yards in the first half and didn't get his Didn't get his main yardage to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, no, I chose the Rams to win, so I
mean,
lost on that one.
I
And
mean,
barely.
barely, but
I had what my probability I think was 55% on that.
you know,
Yeah, 55% to so barely to win, and like I said, Seahawks squeaked it out. They were at home. I think they had that at home advantage a
the
little
12th
bit.
man. It was like the
high
punt
energy
return
game.
It was
very
a
high energy game. You remember I was telling you that 80-20 rule?
Yeah.
They were pulling out 90, 100% on that game. So
yeah, they were pulling out everything. After that, after the punt return is when the momentum really changed.
Yeah,
that 56-yard punt return changed the momentum of the game completely.
Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, great game, man.
It was a good game.
Yeah, everybody was happy with that one at the end, I think.
Everybody in Seattle.
Well, I guess people were walking out. They thought it was done.
Yeah, they thought it was
16,
done.
Down 16.
Yeah.
They all started walking out. And they're like, too bad you left away.
Oh my goodness,
you
it's
missed a
over.
good game.
They even called him out about it. If y'all left, oh well, you missed a good one. So
exactly.
All right, moving into the first game of Saturday, we're dealing with the Eagles and the Commanders. With the 9-5 Eagles going into the 4-10 Commanders, we're looking at Jayden Daniels for the Commanders being shut down for the rest of the year due to injury. We're going to look at the Eagles with this win, they will clinch the division in the NFC East.
Right.
And with the weakness of the defense of the Commanders, they're ranked. What was that? 28th out of 32 teams. Look for your stars. I know your boy. You love tight ends over there, Jay. Dallas Goedert, tight end for the Eagles. Look for him to have a big game. Look for Devontae Smith, another one. AJ Brown, and look for Saquon to get off in this game as well. And we're going with the Eagles on that game. And then the second part of this game on double hitter on Saturday, game 2, we're rolling into the Bears and Lambeau and Soldier Field. We're at the 10-4 Bears versus the 9-4-1 Packers. With this one, the Bears could lock up the division for the NFC North with a win over Green Bay. This is a run back game of 2 weeks ago. We're looking at they barely lost this game by 7 in Green Bay. They're going to Soldier Field. Jordan Love is 4-1 against the Bears. But the Bears are going to have an advantage. The defense is missing their star pass rusher. Michael Parsons is down with an ACL, another lower leg injury for those ladies and gentlemen. So I'm picking the Bears in this game to take this game at home. It's going to be a defensive struggle. At home, the Bears have been averaging about 28.7 points a game. So that's going to be your biggest thing, is going to be the Bears at home.
All right.
And then moving on, we're going into the Buccaneers and the Panthers. This is another division rivalry game. We're going into Carolina. No one's been sacked more than the Carolina quarterback, except for Baker Mayfield. This year alone, Baker Mayfield's been sacked 29 times. That's a lot of hits on your body, man.
A lot of damage.
A lot of damage. We're looking at the Broncos coming in. They're averaging on the road.
The Bucks.
I'm sorry, the Bucks.
Okay,
sorry about that. The Bucks got me caught off. With the return of Mike Evans, the Bucks' number 1 receiver last week, and he hasn't played since week 7. Last week alone, 6 receptions for 132 yards. He's going up against the 29th ranked defense in the Carolina. So look for him to have another big game. And we're picking the Bucks on that one as well.
Nice.
Moving into the Browns and the Bills. Now, this is one of our picks, one of our mouth-watering picks. Now, this game is very interesting. Even though we're looking at the Bills and the Browns, I'm looking at Myles Garrett, 21.5 sacks right now. The league record is held by T.J. Watt and Michael Strahan at 22.5 sacks. With his pace to continue, he's looking to set a new league sack record. So Josh Allen, you better be on the lookout. But I'm still taking the Bills for the win in that game.
And this is one of our picks?
This is one of our picks.
Nice. All right.
And then we wrote this. So
moving in.
Moving in.
All right, next one. What's the next one?
Next one on our list is going to be the Cowboys and the Chargers. We were split on this one. We got the 10-4 Chargers rolling into Dallas at 6-7-1.
Wait, we split on this? What'd you pick?
I picked the Chargers.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I picked Cowboys. All right.
So-
57% on mine. But go ahead.
All right. So, with this, unfortunately, the Chargers are winning the AFC West. And, how I feel about that. But with that being said, they can control the tempo of the game and slow the game down to be in their favor. It's going to lead them to be a winner versus the explosiveness that Dallas brings to the table. You got CeeDee Lamb, you have George Pickens in the receiving game, so you have to worry about that. If they slow them down and make it being a run game, a grit game, then you're looking at the Chargers for the pick. That's what I'm picking here.
Gotcha. And just because we're not agreeing on this, just again, 57%. Close divisional battle, as we both know. We agree on that. Dallas the slight home edge. That's the only reason why. So, but very, very close. So we give them the Dallas edge, the home edge.
Give them the home edge. Yeah.
So, all right, moving forward.
All right. Moving forward, jumping into the Saints and the Jets. I had this earlier. After doing some number crunching and looking at it a little deeper, I'm going Saints at home. I'm actually flipping my pick from earlier in the week. I had to make a change.
All right, 60-40, I told you.
Yeah, I had to do something. Yes, I am a degenerate right now. I'm going home at the NOLA, taking it. The Jets have been too inconsistent this year. They have too many people out on defense. And at home, the Saints' defense has been allowing 23.7 points a game. But this is going to be a close fight.
It'll be a close game. Again, 60-40, Saints defense plus the home cushion. Jets inconsistency favors New Orleans. That's all. Just against the New Orleans. You know what I mean?
Give them some gumbo, and that'll be all right.
Yep. All right. So moving on.
We're going into the Vikings and the Giants. Unfortunately, the inconsistency player Jackson Dart at the helm there for New York, and without Scatterboo, you're running back, and then with the coach being fired this year as well, the Giants have just had some turmoil. I mean, I don't even understand it. Just all the turmoil.
It's like a crapshoot. Roll the dice. 7. Oh, what?
It's like, wow.
You won? Wow. Like 7 crap out. Oh, what?
So we're looking at Minnesota to come in town. Look for Justin Jefferson to get off this game as well. J.J. McCarthy leading the offense down the field. We're going Vikings on that.
All right.
All right. Moving on into my next one. Everybody knows I'm a Chiefs fan. Patrick Mahomes is out. I got Gardner Minshew at the helm. We still have the stars: Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, Worthy. We have Kelsey still in the mix. We got Hunt in the backfield. We got Pachenko still there running the ball. Yeah. Historically, in the last 10 years, you wouldn't believe the record. 1-3 against the Titans, the Chiefs have been. But I believe Gardner Minshew is going to come in and use the stars that are there to get this win in Tennessee.
Just my opinion on it, because we agree Chiefs are going to win on this. I just don't think Minshew's even a factor. It doesn't matter if he's there or not. We just need somebody to push the balls to our guys, and then they'll get it down the field.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, anyways, that's what I agree on. Minshew is really not. I mean, as long as he can throw the football and he can push the football to the running back, we should be fine.
He can turn and hand it off.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the first pass he did when Mahomes got hurt was an interception.
Yeah,
not a good thing, but in the game. But you know what I mean. Anyway, moving forward.
All right, moving forward. Now, this is another one. I'm choosing the Bengals on this one. I'm going to start out with you got Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, receivers, and Jamar Chase, Siraji Piran. These gentlemen are going to go to Miami. Miami, Mike McDaniels has benched Tua. The offense is going to – they're starting a rookie Quinnen Ewer from Texas. The Dolphins' offense has been atrocious. They've been hit or miss. They inconsistent in the play calling is where we're looking at right now. So I'm going with the Bengals to come in and have a bounce back game after the loss against the Bills last week. Nice. Look for him to have it. Look for Jamar Chase to get off this game. Have a great game. Look for T. Higgins to get back into the fold and Noah Fant to get a couple of touches as well.
All right. Well, we disagree on this one too. Bengals, Dolphins. I have Dolphins at 58%. High total suggests shootout potential, Miami tempo, and depth advantage. They got the home field as well.
They got the home field, but
I mean, after that big loss they just did, don't think they're going to want to win, but we'll see.
But
it's going to be good because they're both coming off losses.
Yeah, coming off losses, but you got to think about it like this: he's starting a rookie.
Yeah.
He never.
Yeah, no, I get you, but like I said, it's just 58%. So it's a small lean on the Dolphins. All right, Falcons, the Cardinals.
We got the Falcons traveling across the country to the come out here to the west coast of Arizona. We got Jacoby Brissett at the quarterback position for the Arizona Cardinals. There've been inconsistency across the board for both teams, but I'm going to lean towards Bijan Robinson, the running back for the Falcons, to get back right with Kirk Cousins at the helm. They're going to take this game hands down. I'm giving them that on the road. So we're going that.
I give them a small edge, but still for the Falcons. So we're good. All right.
Yeah. Moving on. Another big game of the week. This one is going to be the Broncos at home against the Jaguars. Now, the Jags have been on a tear, but the Broncos have been as well, 10-4 as well. So, they're out here in the AFC West. The Broncos, 12-2 Broncos leading the AFC West. Mm-hmm. So, what we're looking at right now, this will clinch the AFC West for them with the win.
Okay.
And we got the Jaguars coming up on the road. The Jaguars are still putting up 28 points a game. At home, Van Joseph has had the Broncos defense very stingy, one of the top teams in the league, only giving up 18.1 points a game. That's real good.
That's real good.
So there's going to be a defensive struggle in this game. So look for I'm taking the Broncos at home in Mile High due to weather and the altitude, because Jacksonville is coming from below sea level, and they're coming in a couple of days in advance, so it's not enough time to acclimate. So moving on to my next one. Now this is another matchup where we're looking at Detroit at home, 8-6 versus 8-6. We got the Detroit Lions. Excuse me. Detroit Lions at home with a balanced offense with Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. We're looking at that game. I'm going at home versus the Steelers with their inconsistency in the offense. The Steelers still have a great defense, but the offensive side of the ball, they had a great game against Miami Monday night, but I'm still leaning towards the Lions at home.
All right. Yeah, I see you said Steelers.
Sorry. No, it's Lions.
Did you say Steelers? You said Steelers.
All right.
Lions. So Lions. All right. Well, I agree with you. That's why I was like, wait, I disagree with you on this? That's why I heard too. So anyways, we agree. Lions, I have 68%. So it's actually one of my mouth-watering picks there on that. So go ahead.
All right. And moving on, from this one, we got the Texans and the Raiders. This is another one that we agreed on our mouth-watering picks of the week.
Yep.
We have the Raiders. We have the Texans at home, 9-5 versus the 2-12 Raiders. We're looking at the Raiders going in. I'm looking at the Houston defense, which is top rated in the league. I'm looking for them to do another shutout against Kenny Pickett and the Raiders this week. I don't think they have the energy.
All right. Okay, shutout. Hey, bold. Okay, go.
I'm bold with this one.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, we all know we're very shoe-in win.
That's a win.
Oh, all right.
And then we're rolling into the Patriots and the Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens play everybody hard at home. I mean, and King Henry's running over everybody. But at home this week, on the road this week, I got Mike Vrabel and the Patriots taking this. The at home, Ravens defense has been allowing 25.1 points a game, and on the road, the Patriots this year have been averaging 27.7 points. So I'm giving a slight edge to the Patriots. They're consistent, they're durable, they're explosive when they need to be. And the Ravens, unfortunately, I know some people are going to be mad at me. They haven't been consistent this year. I love Lamar. I love King Henry. A couple of Florida boys with me. But at the end of the day, I need consistency.
Yeah, I disagree with you on this one, too. Ravens, 59%. Oh, just a little average. They're home. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Pat's moderate offense. They just have a moderate offense, as guess. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah. Well,
all right, move forward.
And the last but not least Old man Rivers is at the helm of the Colts. He was in Fairhope, Alabama, Gulf Coast. We'll holler at you. You know, I'm from over in Santa Rosa County, so I understand. But I'm leaning 49ers this game. You know, we have 8-6 versus 10-4 in Carolina, in Indianapolis. So with that being said, you know, Phillip Rivers came out of retirement to play last week. You saw some stumbles, you saw some falls, some things. With this, the Colts have been averaging 23.1 points a game, and the 49ers defense is only allowing 19.2 points on the road. So this is going to be a very close game. Look for it to be a defensive struggle throughout, but real close. But I'm still leaning the 49ers on the road this week, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
And those are our picks for this week.
All right, so let's get into our mouth. Or is that what we're at now?
Yeah, we're at the mouth-watering picks right now.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah,
we're at this. Upcoming fights, NFL picks, mouth-watering.
Mouth-watering.
All right, let's get into it here. This is our mouth-watering picks of the week here. All right, so starting off, we're going to do our betting Dog's Edge Fight Night picks, right? So the upcoming Fight Night that's coming up is the Jake Paul Anthony one. So I wanted to show you kind of what are kind of the main card bets that you want to bet on that are actually giving you value, right? Expected value, the EV percentage that we're looking for, right? We do the work, we crunch the numbers, we give you our favors, and then we see if those numbers match our picks. If they don't match the picks, obviously, might be a difference. But on this one, we do have Silva and Woodley. Woodley for plus 210, 220. The lean is small, but the expected value on that was on the plus side. So Woodley 210 for that. Silva versus Woodley again. For Woodley for KO, look for the best prop for your best expected value on that. But those are the ones that are in over the Las Vegas VIG value, right? And then the Paul Anthony Joshua minus 900, no value there. There's just no value for a straight money line bet on Anthony. So looking at the bottom of my betting slip here on the bottom left, best bets tonight, Tyrone Woodley money line plus 210, 220, or Woodley by KO, which is obviously another plus, or Silva by decision, which is small, but it's plus 150 for Silva to win. So if you are, I'm not biased in my betting. If I got to bet on something, I'm going to bet on the best thing that needs to be bet on, right? So, case in point, this slip is kind of a crunch from the other slip. So, like I said, Woodley, money line, 280, 220, has a point plus 1.5% expected value on the money line of Woodley. So, small lean, right? Plus 1.5% on expected value. Woodley, KO to TKO is like a plus 800. But again, that's only 14.5% to hit
plus
to
800.
Win. Plus 800. But it's so the Vegas pricing is at 12.5% that it's actually going to hit. The probability that it'll win is 12.5%. Right?
Yeah.
But with my, the VIG minus the VIG, it's plus 2% on the expected value. So it's actually a good value bet based on I want Woodley to win. I think Woodley's going to win. He's the younger guy. Silva's the older guy. So I choose the underdog. Woodley is my underdog this week. And I think he will be doing the money line at 30% to win. So it's actually 70-30 for Silva to win and Woodley to lose. I'm taking the underdog at 30% money line. Again, on the other side of that, if you want Silva by decision is plus 150 because you're not going to make any money at minus 300 on the money line with Silva. So with the Silva decision, that's plus 3 expected value on there, 50% hit to probability. It's actually the better one if you think Silva's going to win. I just think he's too old at this point. I don't think he's going to win. So I'm going for the underdog, 27.5% for that probability to win. And I put those bets down already. So that's why I wanted to show everyone that I got Tyrone at plus 220, $50 to make us 100 and something. And of course I have Anthony Joshua. Because, again, the money line for Anthony Joshua is minus 1,200 if you look at the betting slip there. You're not going to make any money. It's minus 7 on the expected value. So I had to figure something out. So I went to round 7 and 8. Anthony Joshua finishes the fight, or it's done, plus 1,400 for that to hit. Easy money to me. Jake Paul, come on. He runs. If you just watch his fights, all he does is stick and move. And against a bigger fighter, he's going to keep sticking and moving. Well, you're not going to fight a bigger fighter and get him out there in 2-3 rounds.
No.
So by the
He's a
7th or
heavy.
8th round is when Jake's going to start pulling his advantage. He's going to try and take advantage
Well,
of the
Anthony Joshua
situation.
was a pro, though.
Well, the thing is that you have to feel the guy out in the ring. And Jake Paul's going to run around to feel him out. And it's going to take him 6 to 8 rounds to figure the guy out. So by 7th or 8th round, to me, it's more of a better, smarter bet because Jake's not going to get knocked out in the first 4, 5, 6 rounds. He's just going to run.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
agree with you on the running, but I don't think he's. I just like. I feel it's going to be a decision.
Yeah, like I said, I made bets on that already for decisions, but this is the trying to find value.
I got you.
Where there's no value when there's no expected value, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the main reason why we do the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To get to these betting slips, so you guys can get the information to either bet or not. If So if you look at my betting card here and you see that the ones that are red, you know what I mean, down here. I'm sorry, not on this one. It's on this one. These ones on red here, right?
Yeah.
Joshua, Bumgarner, Harvey. I put all them into a parlay because I believe they're all going to win. High advantage of winning, high probability of winning, right? So I put them all in a 5 leg, and it's still a minus, like a minus 1/200. And I was like, well, that's too much risk.
Yeah.
Not enough reward. So that's what I'm looking for. Bang for buck, risk for reward. Hit the underdogs that you actually believe in, and does the statistics and calculations back up your choices? And that's where I'm at right now with Woodley. I'm choosing Woodley 220 to win. All right. So
I like the young man who's going to. I like them both, but I'm leaning with you. Woodley's going to take it.
Yeah,
So.
I think Woodley. I mean, Silva's 50 years old. Woodley's 43. Now here's the problem with Silva. Here's the problem with Woodley is Woodley hasn't been training for this fight. Silva's been training. And he's an experienced boxer.
Yeah.
Woodley's been on a movie scene. He's doing Roadhouse 2 with freaking Conor McGregor and all them. So he's been on movie scenes, probably lifting weights and keeping fit. But is he in training weight? So that's the problem with him.
Yeah.
But I still give him the edge with being fit and being in shape enough for a movie.
Yeah.
And he can bring that in and just bring the knockout to Silva. You know what I mean? Or bring the win because he's just younger. And he's explosive, and they're both MMA fighters. They both know how to move in that direction. Yeah. It just seems like there's more of a smart IQ game in this with two MMA fighters.
It'd be an interesting
boxing,
fight. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, all right. So that's my picks of the week. Hopefully you guys like him.
Get your mouth around those, ladies and
And
gentlemen.
then we're going to be moving right into the NFL stuff. So,
mouth around it.
all right.
So right now we're looking. These are our picks that we agree upon over here on the right. We have the Texans, the Bills, the 49ers, and the Eagles. Right now the Texans are going to be coming here to Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. The second home for them. They're both dome teams. I'm looking for C.J. Stroud to get off. They have 17th ranked offense in the league with scoring an average of 23 points a game. So the Raiders are struggling this year. So this is my mouth-watering pick this week. I'm going with the Texans.
The biggest one?
The biggest one.
All right. Well,
the biggest one there is -4. Last time I looked, MGM had them at -1,400 on a money line pick. Wow. 1,400, ladies and gentlemen.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is why we do legs. And we pick 4 or 6, and then we put them together, and we agree on them. We normally hit them pretty good.
Yeah.
So, we have 4 we agree on, and the other 4 on the other side, right?
Yeah,
those 4.
Basically, you're going to see me do this a little bit today.
Nice.
So, over here on the right side, we agree on these. These are great picks. These are great.
That would be the left side. But
the left side.
Uh-huh.
These are great. These are the ones where we disagree upon, but we agree that some of these are winners on those. But moving on to the Bills, we got the Bills and the Browns. They're going into Cleveland for this game, and we're looking at Myles Garrett to try to set a sack record. But we're looking at Dallas Goedert for the Bills. We're looking at Josh Allen for them to continue their dominance this year and pull the win out there.
Yep, I agree. So Texans, I have 80% to win, so I'm with you. Biggest one to win, shoe-in win.
Yeah.
Bills, I have second. They're at 75% to win on this, so that's why I'm agreeing with you based on these probabilities. Go ahead.
Then we have Monday night's game, the San Francisco 49ers rolling into Indianapolis. I'm going for this game because of the continued consistency of the 49ers. We're looking at Christian McCaffrey to get off George Kittle, another tight end that you like, to go in and get the win against Old Man Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts due to their inconsistency as well as their injury-filled lineup.
Nice. That's at 49ers too, 70% to win. So, starting from Texans 80, Bills 75, San Francisco 70. Go ahead.
All right. Then, the last one that we agree on is going to be the Eagles. The Eagles going into Washington against Mariota and the Commanders. The Eagles are looking to clinch up their division and get it all done this weekend. So you got too many superpowers. I mean, you got Saquon. And the dude, just say the name, you already know who it is. Saquon, running back. You have A.J. Brown, receiver. You got Devonta Smith. He's a deep threat against that Commanders defense. And then you got Jalen Hurts at the helm. Look for the Eagles to get in, and this is going to be a very good game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going with the Eagles with a high rate.
Yep, me too.
Now, over here.
No, I'm sorry. Eagles 64%. Go ahead.
64% for the Eagles.
Yep.
Hey,
go ahead.
The numbers don't lie. Then next one over here, we got the Lions versus the Steelers. The Steelers, the Lions.
Well, those are my picks, right? You didn't pick those. You didn't want to have anything to do with those with the mouth-watering picks. So let me explain why I did it. Again, I have my own picks.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because Lions, for me, they're at 68% to win, right?
Yeah.
Detroit are physical. They're bigger. Home deficient Pittsburgh offense supports the lean. So basically saying I picked the Lions based on the overall probability that they're at home. They have all these, they're bigger.
Home field doesn't matter.
So it's kind of the general reasons why. There's no specific reason why I picked them. It's just saying they're bigger and they're at home. So go ahead.
I picked the Lions to win this game because of the inconsistency on my regular pick sheet. I picked the Lions due to the inconsistency of the Steelers. Yeah, they got Aaron Rodgers at the helm, and you got DK Metcalf on the offense, but it's been very inconsistent. You got Cam Hayward for the defense for the Steelers. That's just one guy on the defensive line that's holding up the middle. So I'm looking for Jahmyr Gibbs to get off this game, and I'm giving them the win over the Steelers.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. And then my other pick was the Chiefs. So just so you know, reason why I picked the Chiefs, and they were just to higher the probabilities of all the six, right? Yeah. So the Chiefs on me were 62%. It was the lowest out of all of them. So
get your mouth rounded.
Kinda. I mean, try anyways. You know what I mean? But the main reason was the Chiefs have the skill edge and versus the Titans' soft pass defense.
Yeah.
They're just not. Their defense is stinky. So obviously, that's why
everything is stinking in Tennessee right now.
But it has the lowest probability of winning for me. So that's why I said get your mouth around it, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's my 6. So go ahead.
All right. And then for me, I'm rolling into the Broncos and the Jazz game in Mile High this weekend. I'm looking at the Broncos to continue their dominance at home in the AFC West this week. Sean Payton has the guys playing very well. Van Joseph has them with a top-tier defense right behind the pick over here to the left. Oh, I can't get it right, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the hands. So nice. To the Texans. So we got Jaguars. They are good on the road, 28 points a game. But at the end of the day, you're coming from South Florida. You're coming from the East Coast all the way up Mile High. The weather, the altitude, the defensive skill. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for the Broncos to pull this game out in the end.
Yep, Broncos 60%.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we got the Vikings versus the Giants. I'm going J.J. McCarthy. Like I said, he's been balling this year since coming back from injury. He's got Justin Jefferson. They're going to get back together, get Justin Jefferson back in the end zone. He's been overdue for a touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Let's look at against this New York Jets defense and this New York Jets offense. I'm literally not even – this is another, oh, my God, why are they even on the field game?
Okay.
So those are our mouth-watering picks for the week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking at for what we're looking at, these are your best odds here on the left for putting them in a 4-leg parlay.
Highest odds, yes.
Highest odds.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can sprinkle in a money line for the Chiefs and not a money line, but a point spread for the Chiefs and the Titans game, because that's going to be a good one as well. I'm looking at the money line also on the Lions and the Steelers game. I feel it's going to be a +7 on that.
All right. Are we done with the mouthwater?
We are done with the mouthwater.
Okay, so
Keep your mouth rounded.
now we're done with our mouthwater picks. All right, now we can move back over to here. So
All right.
So yeah, that's everything for this video. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment below, do all that good stuff. So hopefully see you, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
See you on the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Follow us everywhere.
Nice.